Interesting what happens when you get to the truth. All of a sudden, they try to take your voice away. That's what happened in my last post, and I actually deleted it. Maybe I shouldn't have. I should have let you see what happens when we get close to the truth. So if you find distortion happens, you know what I'm talking about. Weird techie glitches, you get shut out of your app, something like that. That means you're onto something. That means keep going. And in fact, the post that I was doing, I'm going to redo because we persist. I'm going to roll up my sleeves symbolically to do this. Okay, so I was talking about the visitors that we were expecting because I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, we were expecting those guys from up there to come down and like save us, like Uncle Harry, or Dirty Harry, who comes in from outer space and is like, okay, you know what? Hold my beer. Y'all have messed this up. Like we were expecting this, especially in the days in early November, and then again in January around, say, the 20th, you know what I'm saying? We were expecting that, and then it didn't happen. Now, I know they're there. You know they're there. We've seen some evidence that they are there, but they haven't swept in to save us. Why not? What happened to that? I don't want you to gaslight yourself into thinking that maybe your mind was playing tricks on you or you were just wrong. You weren't. In fact, my friend, we are why that didn't happen. We are why. Light workers. We are the light workers. And if you're watching this, you are. Sorry to tell you. You may not have thought you are. You may not be able to articulate it. You may not want to be. Too bad, you are. And what do I mean by this? Well, I mean, you don't have to be a leader or somebody who lands in a ship to be able to help humanity. And that's what we've been doing. If you've been following Spirituality with Sam, I know that she is as big a fan of Dr. David Hawkins' work as I am. Power versus Force. This one right here, this well-thumbed classic, Letting Go, which talks about the levels of consciousness. And we, my friends, have anchored a frequency. We are raising our levels of consciousness, and we have hopped timelines. I know I'm hearing you right now like, what? This is the desired timeline? Oh yeah, my friends. Yes. There's chaos, there's confusion, there's mess, there's tragedy. And I don't want to belittle any of that. I am saying that we are anchoring in. And that every time you choose joy or love over fear, every time you reach a hand out, every time you choose the light, you help anchor in that frequency. Our emotions are part of this too. It's not just energetic. It is emotional as we hold this new grid, right? It is our energy in motion that is creating a whole new timeline, which is pretty spectacular. It creates kind of a harmonic wave, right? That's what I was talking about. And I was contrasting that with a story or trying to, again, contrasting it, showing you just what we've been able to do using a story. Now, this part did make it to the last video, but I'll say it again since I deleted the video. A friend of mine, a mentor, Dave, he is a healer, an amazing individual out in California. I've been working with him for a couple of years. And 2 years ago, he said to me, very matter-of-factly, because that's Dave, I love it. He's like, oh yeah, so we're shifting from Earth in a year and a half. And I'm like, sorry, what? Shifting from Earth? I just paid my mortgage bill. What? And so he explained that there was going to be a series of catastrophic events. Mama Gaia's not so happy. He's like, we made a mess of this. We're moving. And the souls that are ready to move, we're going to, it's going to be 10,000 or I don't know how many ships, 10,000 souls per ship. I mean, I couldn't take it all in, and my human brain could not take it all in. He said, muscle test it if you don't believe me. You know me and my muscle testing, so I did. And my body knew already before I did the muscle test. That was true. And so he said it was going to start in November of 2024. And I said, that's interesting. That's right around the contest time. And he said, oh, yeah. Well, that kind of makes sense. Earth is going to be in some upheaval no matter what happens. Understatement of the year. And so I really began to live with full purpose. It was a lot to sit with, and I couldn't tell anybody. I told a very close few friends of mine. I didn't want to depress them or upset anyone, but I was in full understanding of an embodiment of the idea that this, as we know it, is not going to be home for long. That's what I thought. That's what I knew. And so what's lovely about that, which is kind of separate from the message of this video, but just as important, is when you live like that, that's the real you. When you are in a space of going, well, we're all making the move somewhere else in a year and a half. So what's really important now? What do I really want to build now? Who do I really want to be now? How can I find myself more? How can I release the layers of junk? And that's exactly what I did. And that is exactly what brings me here. I would not be talking to you on this platform if that had not happened. So all roads lead to enlightenment and awakening, right? All that to say, the reason that everything didn't go as he had seen it and as I had felt it was going to go is us, right? We are holding that timeline. We are holding that frequency. And it doesn't have to be grand gestures. It can be something very small and personal. But every time you raise that vibration, every time you acknowledge your emotions and release them, every time you choose love, you choose a higher timeline. Isn't that lovely? You know this. This is all part of the great remembering, which is what this process has been like for me. To awaken is to remember, not for me to prescribe to you what awakening is. It is for you to remember. And I would love nothing more than for you to join me on Saturday. I have a few precious spots left for a day that is, well, I'd say anything but precious. It is mind-blowing and deeply meaningful and emotional at times. It's a beautiful experience. You can go to the link in bio. It's Divine Awakening. It is happening for 6 hours. Don't freak out because the 6 hours fly. I give you potty breaks. It's all right. And the 6 of us total, 5 plus me, go through some really interesting steps. The first one being the signs of awakening. You may think you're not awakened. If you're here watching this and you think you aren't awakened, psst, higher self wants you to know otherwise. And so we go through the steps of awakening, and there's like 20. And on the first cohort of this, I had one woman dissolve into tears immediately, right away in this first exercise. Why? Because she thought that she was just damaged in some way, wrong in some way. She'd been told that she didn't make sense. She told herself that there was something wrong with her, when in fact, every single one of those signs of awakening were hers. She had checked them all off, and she felt seen and she felt validated for the very first time. And that's just exercise number 1, my friends. So if you are feeling called, this might be your sign. Like maybe you see this video and it's interesting that I had to re-record the video, powers that be and all, but also maybe fate brought me here to you. So if you feel that pull, and only if you feel that pull, just go to my link in bio and reserve your spot now.